Hi, my name is Ribeiro and I am really excited about this game. Not only because this video is sponsored and I got a key for free to early access, but because after many hours of playing I can finally say someone actually created a new Elder Scrolls game without the help from Bethesda. You know, we all were waiting for a WoW to take the torch, but Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon jumped out of nowhere and sat in the throne of fantasy open world RPGs, leaving Obsidian Entertainment and Bethesda on the ice. Of course, story-wise it has nothing in common with the Elder Scrolls, but gameplay-wise it's almost the same as Skyrim. And you know what? That is great, because there are very few games that feel exactly like Elder Scrolls. From the darkest corners of my memory I can only pull out the Isles of Adalar, which is honestly not a very good game, and Lilium, a kinda new but really short indie title. And that is kinda it. And by saying that I mean fantasy first-person open-world RPG with the ability to take random items from the world itself. Yeah, this last feature is probably what distinguished Morrowind and late 8 sequels from all other games, not only back then but right now as well. I mean, we have some sci-fi titles like Fallout franchise and The Outer Worlds who follow a similar model, but in the fantasy field we have almost nothing. Now we do. Oh, and the game does one more thing exactly like Elder Scrolls, and I like it very much. Your abilities increase in power if you use them. You know, like running increases your athletics, fighting with two-handed sword increases your two-handed skill, and by sneaking a lot you get better at sneaking. Although they have to work with their skills a bit more, because now my sneak power increased when I just sneaked around the tree for a moment without any enemies in sight. But oh well, this is early access after all, nothing to worry about. So the game starts with you being in jail, some dude saves you and orders you to follow him.
One of these keys will open your cell. When you get out, head left. I'll scout ahead.
So I immediately went, right, you know, nobody will tell me what to do. And for this exploration attempt I was instantly rewarded. I found some dead guy and a lot of stuff laying around him, so I took everything and put his boots and clothes on. They were exactly the same size as I needed. What a coincidence, right? Sometimes I wish that in some next generation game the clothes had sizes. You know, if the shoes are too small for you, you can't put them on. Instead you have to go to a shoemaker and get them resized for you. And if you find some robe that is too big, you can actually wear it but look stupid, and your charm level decreases, so you get less conversation options. Or, you know, more. It kinda depends with whom you are talking. Alright, I know that I am devil's advocate right now. We really don't need this complicated stuff, or do we? Anyway, the Fall of Avalon is a dark fantasy game, and by dark I mean really dark. And it lets you know that from the very beginning. Yeah, I found these in the first minutes of gameplay because I was eager to explore every cell. For that I needed to find some lockpicks, and I was lucky. The lockpicking works similar as in Skyrim, but has no fixed spot on the very top, so the brain must adapt. I found 10 lockpicks and I wasted only one in the jail, despite the fact that I have opened many doors and chests. The skill I got by casually playing Skyrim for several years went nowhere. The outside world has really strong vibes of the Elden Ring. Huge structures in the horizon, grim color palette, and the vibe in general reminded me of the famous game. So speaking about the Elden Ring, the Fall of Avalon is not Souls-like, and I am really thankful for that. Let me tell you about the combat a bit. You can use melee weapons, magic items that provide you with magic powers, or shoot your adversaries with a bow. I really like the bow part, but you can't retrieve the arrows you shot, at least for now, so you run out of them very quickly. So for the ranged combat I chose magic. At first my mana was depleting faster than the reserves of beer in my fridge, so I was running from enemies like a pussy, but after a few skill upgrades and a bit adjusted difficulty setting I felt like a true mage I deserve to be. And just for the record, I play as a mage or some kind of sorcerer in every game, and almost always I make a glass cannon character. You know, with 10 health points but with 10,000 zillion damage per second. If you ever played World of Warcraft and some warlock one-shot killed you from several miles away in the battlegrounds, that might be me, although a stronger gust of wind could break me in half. So Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon kinda satisfies my inner need to play as a mage. But I found that I enjoy playing with a two-handed sword as well. It is fun. They have this parry mechanic implemented, but I prefer to just run backwards instead and strike when the opportunity opens. What really impressed me was that this game is full of surprises. For example, I found some tiny pond. Well, it would be fair to say that it was pond of blood, and I decided to dive down and search the bottom.
Pool of blood? Yay, let's go swim!
Literally what every single one of us would have done in real life in this situation. Nothing weird, move along, citizen. And I found way more than I expected. Under the water, under the blood, I found a door that led me to a cursed mine with many very expensive ore that I could mine. How cool is that? So the game doesn't guide you by your hand or penis, and that is nice. Although it is no way near the level of the Elden Ring, where you usually tend to understand that this area is beyond your limits when you die too easily. Although I don't know if that is a thing in the Elden Ring, I always died too easily in there. And speaking about difficulty, normal here felt like hard. So hard, your sister would approve. Game really wanted me to dash and parry and just no. I don't do these things. It's a game like Skyrim, I just want to swing my sword without much effort and I want to win. So easy difficulty provided me with everything I ever wanted, and the stamina bar became almost unimportant. Well, later when I gained some levels I increased it back to normal because most of the monsters started to die from one hit. I will probably have to adjust it to hard after some time as well. Really reminded me of Skyrim when I played on Novice or some similar level, and at the end game I was capable of killing the dragon with one arrow on Legendary. So if you're gonna play it, don't be afraid to do the same. Switch difficulties whenever you need to. So while wandering around the map I was really impressed by the surrealistic environment. Ancient ruins, weird buildings, lakes of blood and creepy statues with shining eyes. All that accompanied with ominous music created a great atmosphere. The game itself works kinda simply. You are invited to a castle, and in that castle you meet various quest givers or merchants that buy, for example, skins of bandits. Nothing very fancy, just the usual. Take the quest, do the job, get the reward cycle. The map itself is not very big. You can run across it in 3 minutes. The marker says that the land is 1 kilometer wide, so if you were real human, this task would take you from 6 to 8 minutes. But here you can run twice as fast than in real life, and running speed is constantly increasing if you run a lot. See, just like in real life, but better. And I like fast running speed in games. Nothing infuriates me more than slow traveling without any reason. Well, maybe except the pineapples in a potato salad.
Ugh, I hate those.
And I am glad that they took a different approach than every other indie developer, saying,
I will make a game like Skyrim, but 10 times bigger.
if I could count all the times I've heard that and got €1 for it, I would have like €6 now. That's 4 beers in any Lithuanian supermarket. Anyway, the map is not finished yet. This is an early access build after all. It will get bigger with time, and probably because it is not huge, it is conveniently detailed. And they still have fast travel options to save you some time. Awesome thing is that the fast travel is really fast here. You just click and you're there. What you see here is unedited fast travel, so this works really well. But I rarely used it because exploration here is really rewarding. I've mentioned a cursed mine in the beginning of this video, and later I found some witch hut, and inside it, underground passage and an unexpected boss battle. In general, this game has great potential, and even in early access I was really entertained. I encountered a few bugs, but after I reported them, the team fixed everything in a matter of minutes. I'm not overstating, it was literally minutes. Honestly, I never encountered this level of dedication. Usually it takes a few days, or in a sad case, a few months to see some bug or glitch disappear. So really, kudos to the team. I'm not easily impressed, but this time I really was. And now, the conclusion. Did I like the game? Yes I did. Will I play it more after this video? Sure I will. I have some more bandits to kill and ogres to defeat. And to finally understand what is the weirdness that doomed this land and how can I get rid of it. This review was almost spoiler free, so you will be up for a treat. Thank you for watching, and
Have a pleasant rest of the day.